Hi, everybody. I'm here, but I don't know why I'm not showing up on my camera. There we go. Got it. I'm in. Hi, thank you all for joining me. I'm going to be learning some stuff tonight, but I realized Friday or so that I was thoroughly, oh good, I have a supervisor. Black and white cat is behind me. I realized recently that I am so darn tired of political ads. And it's the night before the elections, and I know that everybody's wound up. Hi, Teresa. Thank you for coming. Everybody's so wound up that I thought it might be kind of nice to do something fun, a little bit different tonight, totally non-political related. Are you guys able to hear me okay? It doesn't look like I'm on mute, but I just want to make sure that I'm not talking to hear my head roar. Lucky girl. You are. Oh, here. Now I see what you mean about popping out chat, Johnny. Let me do that. Oh, holy cow, that's nice. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing. All right. So I have my phone here, and I'm going to add my super secret cam to the screen. And we'll make this there. So you see my laptop and my cattail. I'm just going to show you when I say that I don't have a whole lot of space here, I really mean it that I don't have a whole lot of space. I'm just kind of turning around in my chair. I have a very small spot there with my little document camera to show you my cards. And then there's my second monitor, and there's the kitten. And then there's I'm just in a spare bedroom, as you know. There are 3 drums on the wall. One is buffalo, one is deer, and one is elk. And then the painting on the right-hand side there is actually, now that I showed this, I can take this off. Let me stop this camera. That painting back there is actually done by raccoons at a local wildlife rehabilitation center. So I thought that was pretty cool. They do some enrichment exercises when they take in young animals. And yeah, the super secret cam. Figured I would just give you the outline, the impression of what the space looks like here. So I know that in the description of this live stream, I mentioned that I have several decks that I have been kind of letting build up to go through. Just so you know, I probably will still do individual decks for each of these, just so if somebody is searching for one specific deck, they can find it easily and just have to look at that deck instead of the entire live stream. But thank you. Okay, now let's go to the card cam, which, wow, it's reversed. That's interesting. Does it look better for you guys if I do this like this, have this camera like this, or, more of a wide view? Not sure which on your side would be the better. Well, until I get something in the chat there, I'll just make it bigger. So the first 3 decks here I'm going to quickly go through they're plastic coated, so that the decks are actually thicker than just the regular cardstock deck. Lucky girl. Yeah. Well, this one is not a secret cam. This is it's a little document camera. It's the one that I use for all of my videos that I do for my deck reviews. So, okay. Joyce says bigger is better. So we'll go with that. So this tarot deck, like I said, it's the plastic coated. I did get it on Etsy. And I'm not going to flip through the whole deck because we're all familiar with the Rider-Waite set. but it's like a sketch version. There's no color on it. Well, I guess it has a slight purple tint, unless it's just picking it up from the background of this this mat here. Right now, it really does look like it has a slightly purple tint to it, but I kind of like this one. Since it's plastic coated, it is a lot thicker, like I said, than the regular cardstock is, and it's more sturdy, obviously. But that entire deck is nothing but rider weight. Lenny, this one it comes from, Dark Forest. Let me find the shop on Etsy. I got a couple of other Etsy shops on tabs ready to share with you, but not this one. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to share this, I think. If it shares the tab correctly. Hello, Dozen Cats. How you doing? I'm not sure if it's taking a second to load here or not, but this is just the regular Rider Waite deck from Tarot Cards Dark Forest on Etsy website. Johnny, that's a good idea. There. So they have several tarot decks available out there, and I wish I knew why. I don't know if you guys are able to see it or not, but hopefully this will catch up. I don't want to change it too many times because I think my computer might be slowing down since I'm running a few different programs at once. But this is one, and I'm going to show you two more decks from the same Etsy seller. Go back to the bigger. This one is called Harmony Tarot Deck. Again, the same seller, Dark Forest. So it is the same. And you're welcome, My Tribe Tarot. I like doing this. So I'm really happy to be doing this. Also, once I get through this deck and another one that's coated in plastic, I'll kind of just take a poll. If you are watching yourself in YouTube, it's always delayed. Okay, that's what the problem is. Got it. I'll kind of take a poll and see. I got a subscription box today, and I have not opened it yet because I didn't know if we wanted to do an official group unveiling on the live stream tonight or not. If you would like me to do that while I'm on camera and you can see the treasures within, I'm happy to do that. But we'll do a couple of tarot decks first. Now, this deck is definitely a lot of purple. It's not the traditional Rider Waite. Lenny's like, yes, box unveiling. It has some very similar aspects to the Rider Waite, High Priestess. And then some of the cards are completely different. Like the Hierophant, or I'm sorry, the Emperor on this card looks a lot like the Rider Waite. Hierophant looks very similar, but there are some cards in here, like look, the Lovers. So it's definitely a unique deck. Where's this shop from, by the way? I believe it's from overseas. Actually, let me put a banner on the screen here. There, that is the Etsy shop that I am showing these decks from right now. And they have a whole lot of tarot decks on here. These just happen to be the ones that I grabbed for this live stream. There's Strength, and then the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice. I agree, Johnny. It's pretty cool. What is the card stock? That's a good question. Let me just... Premium cardboard for tarot cards, 300 GSM, and then they are plastic laminated on the front and the back, if that helps. So it really is pretty thick. The Hanged Man, Death, Temperance. Lenny, some of the shops it does. I have 6 decks over here that I ordered from a shop in Ukraine. And that does take, given the war and everything going on over there, ordering from that shop does take 4 or 5 weeks or so. Some overseas shops, even though Etsy says that they are overseas, I think the production is like in Slovenia or other locations in Europe, but then they're just shipped to a location here in the US, and the actual shipment, to individuals happens from Florida or, Pennsylvania or whatever the case might be. So I've had some variety in the length of time that it comes for cards to arrive from overseas. Sun, Judgment, World, Ace of Swords. Yeah, that's a good point, Johnny. These decks, they currently have a sale on, I think, all of their tarot decks. It's $19.50 on Etsy, although you do have different options. There's a drop down. $19.50 if you get the cards only, and it's more expensive if you get the cards in a bag or cards and cloth. Cards, cloth, and bag. There's a box you can get. So, yeah, Kelly, I don't know much about shipping to Canada. When I do show the subscription box, though, they do ship to the US and to Canada and to the rest of the world internationally. So I imagine I have that tab up here too. We'll see if they show a difference in the price, more specific difference in the price for shipping to those other locations. Although, I am looking at, I should find out for Etsy if there is an Etsy US and an Etsy Canada and an Etsy UK, kind of like there is for Amazon, because that might be a way to save on shipping costs if there is another alternate type of Etsy shop. Some of these minor arcana cards are more pip cards, but my pile is getting really high here, so I'm going to move these. Joyce, that's a really good question. I am a reader wannabe. I took Johnny's class in January, well, to provide backup. I've always been interested in tarot cards and energy healing and, the whole world of non-traditional religious beliefs and practices and Western medicine and so on. So I started collecting, I picked up my first few tarot decks probably 25 years ago, but never really did a lot with them. I took Johnny's class that started in January of this year, which I highly recommend. And then not long after that, I took Lori's class, Lori's beginner tarot class, it's really interesting to take classes from different teachers because the card meanings are the same. The fundamentals of the readings are the same, and you can make up your own spreads or you can go with the traditional Celtic cross. But they both present things just a little bit different, so that I got those aha moments from both Johnny and from Lori. And once those aha moments clicked together in my brain, that's when we had a happy party. So I have been practicing reading, but I'm not confident enough at all to do readings on YouTube, like for real people, real live people. I can read for my cats all day. And I have a girlfriend who will just text me and ask me to do a cold read every once in a while. Yeah, later I have 100 as well. Okay, so a little bit of explanation for this deck before I just start showing it to you. This is that same Etsy shop, Tarot Cards Dark Forest, and this is called the Moon Magic deck. Now, this one is based on the artwork of Pamela Coleman Smith. And you can see the back of the cards is basically like the star card. But I like the images on the front of each of these cards, really. Let me see if I turn. Okay. I'll turn my lamp on once I get through this deck. I didn't realize it would be so weird to get the colors right. So you can see that these cards have enough of the imagery involved in the Rider-Waite deck, but they're enough to make you work for it. You know, there's the keys for the Hierophant. The Lovers is pretty self-explanatory. For the Chariot, it's just the chariot itself and the wheels and the canopy, but it doesn't have the sphinxes. You lucky girl, seriously, mood lighting. I have my little $12 or whatever it was ring light that I got on Amazon, and it does go different colors, or I can turn it into a rainbow disco in here, except I might get a little bit dizzy and kind of puke. But Wheel of Fortune. Right now I have it on kind of a bluish setting. If I need to play around with it as we work through some of these other decks, I can do that. But this one seems to be working the best for this deck. Oh, yes, Lori from the Way of Positive Change. Thank you, Johnny. I also, after I took Lori's tarot class, I took Lori's crystals class. And that's another thing that I have more rocks than skin cells, I think. So that crystals class was really, yeah, Johnny, they really are super slick. They're not very sticky. These are the ones that are, this deck is also coated front and back on plastic. Now, the minor arcana are more pippish, and I know that Johnny doesn't like pippish cards, but, or actually, I caught Johnny using a pip deck the other night. I think I made a comment in chat, but I'm not sure if he saw it. I was like, haha, gotcha. There's the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, King of Swords, and then we get into the Ace. Now, this is totally random, and it's probably more information than you actually need. Well, I guess I can explain it anyway, especially when we're going to go through this subscription box. I told you that I started to have interest in different metaphysical green M&M cornfield. Bring your own boots. I told you I've been interested in kind of alternate religions and theories and such for quite a long time. And as part of the various studies that I've done through the years, I did do, with the Timothy Roderick book, A Year and a Day of Wicca, I did go through that study. I'm not initiated into a coven, and I don't do ritual practice and so on, but it is a really interesting source of information about what the elements mean and what they do and so on. So the subscription box that I signed up for, or that I have been getting for about 2.5 years, is the Witch's Moon subscription. And I can't remember what I was talking about before I started to tell that story, so it must not have been very important. If that train comes back to the station, we'll go with it. It was something having to do, having to do with these cards. I don't know if anybody has noticed, but when I go through cards, I tend to always start with the major arcana, and then I do swords, and then wands, and cups, and pentacles. Because when you are casting a circle, like in Wicca, you always start in the east, which is swords, and then you go to the south, clockwise, east, south, west, north. When you close the circle, you go the opposite way. So when I flip through these decks, if I have a choice, if it's one that I have already opened and sorted through and gone through, I always tend to do the suit of swords first. but that's just my little thing. All right. So I'll put this away. Hey, Deb. I'm really glad you all are here, by the way. This is a lot of fun. Oh, yeah. Was somebody asked? Oh, Lenny, yes. The pip is like on this card. This is the Six of Cups card. It has the image, and well, either the traditional image like this Rider-Waite one, or I wanted to tell you the Cherokee Day sign for tomorrow is nice. Thank you, Paula. By the way, if you haven't checked out Paula's paint, Paula does. She paints on feathers. So do a search on Facebook for. I think it's called Paula's Painted Feathers. She has some beautiful painted feathers out there. But going back to the pip cards, you can see that Pamela Coleman Smith fully illustrated the card, whereas some of those other decks that I had, it just had, 6 cups on them with no picture behind it. Nothing incorporated it. Now, this particular deck is called the Divine and Play Tarot. And I already have done a video about this deck, but I want to show you where you can get this deck because I have had quite a few people ask me about it. So are you guys seeing anything when I share a tab here? Yeah, Lenny, Mondays are hard after what? Okay, good. Are hard after watching the fabulous trio and guests on Sunday nights. So this Printograms page on Etsy. Oh, let me change the little banner here. There. So Printograms. This Matt Green is the gentleman who came up with this Divine and Play tarot deck. So with this specific deck, you can see that some of them have black borders on the outside. I'll make this a little bit bigger. I don't know if I can. With this deck, if you pull out all of the cards with the black borders, that will leave you only with the regular playing cards. So you can use it as a regular playing card deck or as a tarot card deck. So now let me go back here and I want to show you, well, let's see, I'll do a search. Oops. He does a lot with tarot and tapestries and such. He has a Neutral Vibes tarot that is the regular tarot deck size. It's not a playing card size. I have recently ordered and I have not yet received. Here you can see where you can buy the Divine and Play tarot deck. It's usually $35, but he's running it at 20% off. I ordered this Refine and Play tarot deck. So with this one, you would pull out the cards that have the red lines. That would pull out the major arcana, and then I could just use the rest of them as a tarot deck. And I did one more. Dick fingers. Poor Fanny. God bless Fanny, wherever she might be. Oh, gosh. Let me do tarot deck. See if that'll narrow down the search at all. Neutral Vibes, Divine and Play, Refine and Play, and the other one is just all black. Here we go, Shadow Play. So this Shadow Play deck it looks like it's pretty much like this Divine and Play tarot that I have in my hand right here, except it's only in black and white. Yeah, I think you're right. I think his wife's name was Dixie. Good God. All right. So just wanted to get that out there. So if you do this guy doesn't know me from Adam, but if you do place an order for some of these decks, if you can leave a comment, just say, saw you on Trillium Tarot. I don't know if it's important that he knows I exist, but it might be kind of nice. Okay, so I think before we dive into the Ukrainian tarot decks, I'm going to break into the subscription box. Oh, actually, first I will show you what this, I hope you all can see this, because in StreamYard, this just looks like a black window. So this website is the Witch's Moon. There, so I have that on the screen there. They do subscription boxes, 3 different kinds. I happen to get the Witch's Moon subscription box, but they also do Witch's Bounty and Witch's Roots. One of them is like crystal and gemstone related, I believe, and I don't remember what the focus is for the other subscription box, but this one just happens to be the one that I get because it's what I'm interested in. So let's get back to the full screen here. I'm opening the shipping box, and then it has another internal Witch's Moon box, which is always kind of a challenge to get out. Okay, so here we go. And then you just open it up like this. On the top of every one of these boxes is a little packet. It contains a card, like a fortune, or it's basically a sample card from a deck of some kind that they have in their shop. Because not only do they sell subscription boxes, but they also have the Witch's Moon shop. So they always have some really neat stuff out there. But in this packet, there are the 3 pieces of paper. The first 2 explain what are in the box itself and the significance. And then there's always a 3rd piece of paper that's just blank parchment for writing down your wishes or intentions and so on. So this month, for November 2022, I'll read the description from their website. I'm going to slaughter the pronunciation of this. Yggdrasil. It's the tree that Odin hung upside down on. So, the description. We delve deep into divination during this wonderfully dark time of year, pushing the boundaries of our comfort so that we may face the honest truth about our past, present, and future. In this extraordinary collection, we bring limited edition divinatory items to our practice and craft, focusing on the ancient tales and lore of the Nordic tradition. As we focus on our development and purpose, we sit against the Yggdrasil, the ash tree of life, to fall into the wonderful symbols and strength of the old ways. In this truly one-of-a-kind collection, we connect with gods and goddesses, giants and elves, future and fate, sure to help guide you through these darker months in preparation for the blessings to come. Hi, C. Torino. Good to see you. Okay, so this card that I pulled out is personalized oracle reading. Haha, okay. That is a sample card from these decks, or these boxes always have a big item and then they have several smaller items. And I already know from looking at the first page of this paper that the big item is Norse divination cards with a hardcover guidebook, limited edition. So here is the full deck of Norse divination cards. And since I'm doing flip throughs of decks, I will keep this sitting here so I can flip through the cards and show you what they look like. But let's also look at the hardcover book. Has a bookmark. It is probably a 5x9 or so book, hardcover. It's a special edition, only from Witch's Moon. And it's called Bifrost or Bifrost. The ancient poems and stanzas of the Eddas tell multi-layered and often contradictory stories. The tangled worldview that emerges, a grand tapestry of values, adventures, and ingenuity, provides much wisdom and insight to those who can find an entry point into the wealth of deities, worlds, and events. This book is your guide to navigating the interconnected narratives, helping you work with the cards to relate the natural logic and powerful spirit of the 9 worlds to the events of your own life. In the Eddas, the gods are fallible, but still they resonate a paradoxical and perfect wisdom. Throughout this deck, you will come to find your part in the dynamic sagas that unfold and emerge from the great ash tree of life, the Yggdrasil. It is produced by Llewellyn. I don't know if just this one book with the dedication page on the front is exclusive to Witch's Moon, or if Llewellyn is going to package this for like mass production selling in the future, but it's pretty cool. And I have my little satin bag for the cards. It comes with the prophecy of the Eddas. So it's usually these smaller pieces are like could be a little story, it could be a spell, it could be a ritual, something like that. And another little one explains and talks about the Bifrost Bridge, which is perfect because that's the name of the book, Bifrost, however it's pronounced. And then there's an 8.5 by 11 handout about Yggdrasil. You usually get at least one of these. I think quite a few of the ones that I've gotten are 2. One of these days, maybe I'll pull out my book showing all the printouts that have come to me through the years since I've been subscribing to this. All right, what else do we have here? Oh, it is a copper Tree of Life offering bowl. The Tree of Life is a symbol that has been found in cultures all around the world, generally known as the sacred tree. I like that. I have a copper offering bowl with a triple goddess symbol, but I think it's in storage somewhere. We have a couple of herbs here. Baldur. Ooh, I love plantain leaf. Let's see. It always comes with a candle, and I'm not going to unwrap this one at the moment, but just to show you, these candles that come in this box are real beeswax. You can see the beeswax, and they're always anointed with some kind of herb or oil. So this specific candle is hand-rolled Ancient Deities spell candle. So we'll see what that smells like. Ritual Sacred Salt. You pretty much always get one of these in the box as well, like for a salt bath kind of thing. There's some incense, Favored Future. Nope, and it doesn't say what is included. You know, sometimes it'll say, I don't know, contains lavender or sandalwood or whatever the case might be. I got a stone here, which is a tumbled amethyst. That's a really pretty one. And okay. It also almost always comes with, this is the final item in this box, it comes with a ritual oil of some kind. So this is Yggdrasil Magical Anointing Oil. We have created this anointing oil with the intention of fortifying your connection with the unseen realms. As you cultivate your energy each day, allow this anointing oil to be your companion and ethereal friend. We have enchanted this oil with oils of lang lang, cedarwood, basil, as well as lavender, oak bark, and basil herbs. And they always include just a little bit of either quartz crystal or Lemurian. Oh, I like that. Okay. So that's everything that is in this subscription box. And you guys can tell me if you want me to. I know that I should catch up on chat. That is a monthly subscription, actually. Oh, the deck is mass produced. Okay, thank you, Johnny. Yeah, this one is a monthly subscription box because I do get the Witch's Moon. So this box is actually, it's kind of unique because even though it's monthly, it usually has to do with some kind of moon ritual. Not always, of course, but it just tickles my funny bones. So yeah, Paula, there's always a lot in those boxes, but I'm done now. I get that pretty much every, let's see, she generally ships it about the first and the third of the month. So I usually get it either the first Saturday or the first Monday of the month, just to kind of give you an idea of how frequently it comes. And if you sign up for this, you won't get, like if you were to sign up right now, she's already ordered all the stuff that she needs for her December box. So you wouldn't get the December box. You would have to subscribe now in order to start receiving the January box so she can order enough items to fill the box. Is it always a deck, candle, oil, crystalline herbs, or does it change up? Ooh. Well, it changes up. One time, the big item was, it's pretty big. I don't remember what the kind of wood is, but it is real wood. So that has the element of earth. And if I remember right, the image in here has to do with the element of air. So it's kind of interesting. I really love the interplay of elements and how they work together. 1 month, the big item was a brass plaque of Medusa. Wow, everything is backwards when you try and do a live stream. What else do I have here? Oh. I have kind of mixed feelings about this one because it's a little bit unusual, but for yes, they've done a few Green Man things, and I've gotten 2 Green Man plaques from this box and a couple of Green Man candle holders. One time it was a set of runes, handmade runes. Yeah, is this what you're talking about, Johnny? This was in the October box. So of course, Samhain or Halloween. The October box was about the ravens or corvids, crows, whatever you want to call them, being messengers between worlds. So this is kind of cool, but if you look at it the wrong way, it's also kind of creepy because it's got like feather arms and feather legs, and I don't even know what substance the head is made out of, and this is made out of some kind of other material. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. What else? I wish I could show you guys all the stuff that I have up here. Oh, I know one. I have one right here. A couple of months ago, got this little hand, as well as an incense holder, because it was about palmistry. So there's a little hole right there for the incense to go in. I haven't used it yet, but so yeah, it's a mix of stuff. It's a really interesting box. I really like it. All right. Yeah. Johnny, you're welcome. It could be, well, it's prickly, almost like straw, or like the middle of a corn cob would feel if it was dry after you get the corn cobs off and just leave the corn cob laying out for months. It's prickly kind of. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could stick pins into it. All right. So let me go back to, let's change to the whole reason I was going to do this live stream tonight is for these decks from this Ukrainian seller. So actually, I've been talking a lot. I'm going to take a drink. I know that I've mentioned this before on previous live streams, but I sometimes struggle with contributing to charities, especially if I know that the money isn't used properly. You know, the CEO gets multi-million-dollar bonuses, and the money that's donated doesn't actually go to where it's intended to be donated. So I like to find ways that I can be a more focused helper and know that the funds are actually getting to people. I don't know the owner of this shop personally. I just know that it's a Ukrainian seller. And when I messaged her and I was like, oh, by the way, I reviewed both of these decks and they're on my YouTube channel if you want to check them out. I hope that's okay. She wrote back and said, I won't get him wet, lucky girl, I promise. He's just going to live on the wall. She sent me the sweetest message back and said, of course the videos will help. Thank you so much for sharing my shop. Every little bit helps. And, you know, I'm here in Ukraine. Part of my income goes to supporting our military and helping the people who are fighting for our country and our freedom. So thank you so much for sharing my shop. So that inspired me. You know, I have a problem. I'm addicted to tarot decks. Johnny, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I can't blame you exclusively, but you're convenient, so I'm going to go with it. So I got this package from the Ukrainian seller. I ordered 6 decks, and she sells some that are out of print and may or may not have even been sold in the US. These are kind of, well, the characters on them are Cyrillic. I have no idea if it's Ukrainian or if it's Russian or what the story is, but there's a lot of care that goes into these because for the second time, I got this package and I kind of half-ass taped it back together so I could illustrate what these packages look like. But when you receive the box, she sends the package wrapped up in paper with a bow and with a little card. My cats always like to play with the ribbons. So I'll pull these decks out. And now these are all still in the plastic. So I just want to warn everybody in advance, you know, Europeans are not as uptight about the human body as we are here in the US. So I really don't know what I'm getting into as I'm opening these decks and sharing them on live TV. So here we have this guy. Did I share my card cam yet? No, I did not. And this one does not come with a box. So I just need to get the plastic opened. By the way, I listed all of these decks in the introduction, or not the introduction, the description below, the description of this live stream. So I believe this is the Spirit of Flowers Tarot. I'd have to look back to, you know, like girl, kitty cat nipples. No, let's go with the bigger one. Let me see if I can. I want to swap this, and I want to try and make myself the. There. Then we'll try this. No, I don't know how to get it back the other way, because I don't want that part of the artwork to hide behind the Etsy shop name, unless it's reversed on your screen. I have no idea. But this is the Fool. Then we go to the Magician. I don't like that light. Let's go back to mood lighting. Whoa, that won't work. All right, bear with me. I'm going to... Oh, maybe it will. Does that look better to you guys? Wide shot it. Okay. Let's do this as solo. How's that? Is that better? Let's see if I can find a color that looks better. We'll see how that does. So that is the Magician. Then we have the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot. All right, on this deck, Justice is the 8 card. Then we go to the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune. Strength is the 11. Oh, Paula, have you seen these before? The Hanged Man, and Death right after the Hanged Man. Look at the look on that face. I'm going to cut you. Here we have Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, and the World. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I don't know, Paula. I think that all of the decks that I ordered said they were previously out of print, so I don't know. You know, I'm planning to do a series of articles about, or like a brief video and an article about how to find or figure out which decks are genuine and which are counterfeit. But that applies like here in the US. I don't know what the legalese this is that applies overseas. So beats me. 2 of Wands, and then the 3. The wands in this deck must be illustrated by the red flowers. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And when I get done with this specific deck, I mean, granted, I still have some more to go from this seller, but I will show you the Etsy page as well. So you will recognize it when you find it. And we can see, I think she has a bunch of stuff on sale right now as well. This is one of those sellers that I think from the time I placed the order to the time I received it, it was probably at least 5 weeks. Which is understandable because they're in a horrific situation over there. Besides, they're worth it to get it and to be helping out Ukrainians. Yes, thank you, Johnny. These are swords, so it must be the white flowers. Lilies of the Valley are some of my favorite flowers. I love the ones that come up very first ones in the spring that bring so much freshness and fragrance and joy after a long winter. Oh, yes, Dr. Nancy, thank you for mentioning that. For those of you who are watching, Autumn at 7 o'clock, well, in 10 minutes, whatever time zone you are in, she is going to be going live and taking a look at the astrology of certain races. So if astrology is your bag, feel free to jump over there. Or I still have plenty to go through here. You're welcome to stay here as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, knight, queen, and king. And now I'm going to have to find a place to put these before I bag them so my cats don't scatter them all over the place. I guess we'll go right here and hope for the best. I think let's look at, I want to find my pirate tarot. Oh, we'll go with this one. Let's see. Divani shop and share this tab. The Divani shop, you can see the background or the cover photo is the blue and gold of the Ukrainian flag. So it'll be very easy to recognize when you go out there. So now let's go back to Card Camp. This deck is Tarot of the Trance, and it's really colorful. It's very abstract. Obviously, since I just got it out of the plastic, I haven't been able to take a close look at them to see what traditional imagery might be coming over from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but it is definitely very unusual. It's one, if you want to, here's another one that the 8 card is the Justice card. So it must be based on the Marseille style. But this is another one that if you want to test yourself at whether you know the meanings of the cards or whether you're relying heavily on the imagery within the cards, both are totally fine. But sometimes I like to challenge myself. Oh, well, the suits are not in order. I'm going from Ace of Cups to Knight of Cups to 2 of Coins to the Devil and the Tower. So I won't spend a whole lot of time just trying to go through this in an organized fashion, but very interesting Judgment card there. The World, and then we go into the Suit of Wands. No book with this one, Dr. Nancy, but let me see. Tarot of the Trance. Yep. This deck is 30% off at the moment. Instead of $59, it's $41.89. Looks like there's only one left. New without box, 350 GSM. It's a reproduction of the Tarot of the Trance. Free shipping worldwide. So Kelly, if you're still here, that would include Canada. But yeah, it says right in the description of all of these, due to crisis in Ukraine, shipping may take longer than usual, and shipping to some countries is temporarily interrupted. Thank you for understanding. So hope that helps. No, not to me. Let's go look at the cards some more. 6 of Wands, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and Johnny's right. If you see a deck, I like to use the, what was it? Elemental Wisdom, Johnny. I saw Johnny using that on his channel, and I found it on Etsy, and I was so excited to buy it until I found that the Etsy shop was selling it for like $150. And when I talked to Johnny next time we were in class, I think that was when I was looking at that one, he suggested Googling every deck before you buy it. And sure enough, I found the actual artist website that created the Elemental Wisdom Tarot deck. And instead of paying $150 for it through an Etsy shop where somebody bought up a bunch of them and were trying to sell them at a markup, I was able to get it for, I think, $60. So it saved me a lot of money. Definitely do research each tarot deck. Do a Google search. You might be able to find it elsewhere, or you might be able to redirect the funds instead of going to some third-party seller. It would instead go directly to the artist and the creator of the deck. Queen, King, Ace, 2. Now they seem to be going more in order. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Knight, Page or Princess, Queen, and finally the King. Joyce, I think it's a personal preference whether you want to use a pip deck or not, because the meaning of the card is the same. Sometimes, well, I'm thinking specifically of the Supernatural tarot deck. You know, I like the TV show Supernatural. Actually, I was catching up on an episode of Supernatural before I realized, oh, wow, I need to be getting on my live stream. In that Supernatural deck, the major arcana are illustrated with people and the court cards are illustrated with people. But all of the other minor arcana cards, ace through 10, are just, you know, like a sword on the card, or 8 wands or something like that. You can still interpret them. You just need to know more what the card actually means more than relying on the image to kind of trigger and remind you of the meaning. It's not a good thing or it's a bad thing. It's just a personal preference. Maybe somebody's cat. I don't know who would do such a thing. Lucky girl. Ooh, this deck I'm really excited about. This deck is called Tarot of the Animal Lords, I believe. Let me just double check. And I'm looking directly on this Google site because I want to make sure. I never really thought about what cardstock numbers meant before, but since I've gotten some questions about that tonight. Now this is a new deck without box, and the cardstock is 350 GSM. This is another one that is on sale for 30% off. Right now it's $41.89. Sale ends in 21 hours, and it does say it's low in stock. So we'll see how it looks with this lighting. We start off with the Fool, and then we go to the Magician. I'm going to try to turn the lamp on and see if it really... Whoa. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right. I'll just hang out in a dark room, and the neighbors will think I'm strange on a computer in a darkened room doing God knows what. All right. So now we'll go to the Empress and the Emperor. Here we go to the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot. The 8 is the Justice card. Then we go to the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, Strength, the Hanged Man, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, Paul, are you saying that it needs brighter light? My little ring light is not going to go up any higher. I wonder if I can get a color that would be... If I'm going to do this, I should probably invest in a higher quality. Oh, that one looks better. We'll go with that. Paula, let me know what you think, because I know you're an artist, and see if that works better. So we're looking at Judgment, and then we go to the World. Oh, that is a lot better. Thank you for making the suggestion. Ace of Cups. Do you want me to start the Major Arcana over? Was it visible? Because I can certainly do that. Oh, you were warning the gremlins. Okay. Let's see. The 3 of Cups. And then the 4. 5. Johnny, I did get those tarot dice, by the way. So, okay. That's good to know, lucky girl. So I do plan on opening once I get through these Ukrainian decks, I will open up those tarot dice. And then that'll probably be it for today's live stream. I do have some Oracle decks and some other tarot decks to do, but I'll leave it up to you guys. I'm more than willing to keep going. I just don't want you to get tired of watching. So now we're looking at the Suit of Swords. There's a 3 of Swords, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Page, Knight, Queen, and King. Now we jump into Wands, and I won't read them all off because you should be able to see the description at the bottom anyway. It's really small on my screen, but I'm guessing it's bigger on the on your screen as you're watching it. Uh, 8, 9, 10, Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And finally, the Suit of Pentacles, element of Earth, so that would be the direction of north. Time of day would be midnight, I believe, if I remember correctly. 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's good, tarot your way. Thank you for that. Queen and King. So that brings that one to an end. And my next 3 decks do have boxes, although they are in Cyrillic, but I can already tell this one is the Pirate Tarot, or the Tarot of the Pirates, or something along those lines. So, oh, interesting. I pulled out the cards in the plastic packet. There's a little book, and inside the box, there's also one of these little bags for the cards. I've not seen that before. So let's get into these suckers and go through them. Okay, so there's just an introductory card I don't need to keep. And let's see what we start with. All right, we're going to start with the suit of cups, actually. That is the ace of cups, or ace of chalices. Then we go to the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, talk like a pirate day. It's a one-eyed Stewie deck. Page, knight, queen, and king. Next we have the suit of pentacles. I mean, it's kind of a cool deck. Four of pentacles, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, knight, queen, and king. Yeah, Johnny, when we get to those, I feel like I'm just talking to Johnny a lot. Sorry, I'm not meaning to do that for everybody else, but this is the suit of wands, by the way, so that must be the oars. He had been interested in seeing that set of tarot dice, and I did get the kit, so I have the fabric cloth, casting cloth or whatever. I have the bag for the dice, and there's a little plate, and I think there's a coin that can be used as well. So we'll have a few toys to look at when we look at that set of dice. Next, we have the suit of swords. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, page, knight, queen, and king. Yeah, seriously, I think we need spirits with this one. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum, I think it is. Got a little captain in you? Oh, I got distracted with chat and I didn't even realize I went into the major arcana, so let me focus. I'll go with the Fool. And then we go to the Magician, High Priestess. You people are bad influences on me, thinking of booze. Hierophant, Lovers, Chariot, Justice, Hermit, the Wheel. You know, the style of these cards, as far as the different languages and all the corners, it reminds me of Lo Scarabeo. This deck is made in the EU, but it does not appear to be a Lo Scarabeo deck. So maybe it's just got all the languages because it is made overseas. Star, Moon, Sun, Judgment, and the World. All right, so put these guys away. And what do we have here? Oh, good. One of them is, it also comes with a book and one of those little bags. This bag is, really? This bag is different because it's shiny and gold. Ooh, shiny. All right. Now, what deck is this? I have no idea. Go back to my YouTube descriptions. But I thought I had to do that. This one is the Witchy Tarot. There isn't a name on the website other than Witchy Tarot. So we'll see what this looks like. And we'll also see what the cardstock looks like. Back to the shop, please. A rare Witchy Tarot, 78 card deck. This one, if you order just the card deck, it's $15.29, so it's also 30% off. And this one, 200 G cards. So these are, well, I don't feel a huge amount thinner than the others, but we'll see. We'll start off with the Fool. This is going to test me. The Witch would be the Magician. Yes, this is the Home Shopping Network, isn't it? The Empress. The Emperor. I'm just actually pretty impressed that I might actually have some tarot decks that Johnny has not seen before, much less decided whether he was actually going to buy. So, woohoo! Actually, that's what this whole tarot collection is about. I'm trying to race Johnny. I'm lying when I say that, by the way. Chariot. Justice. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Strength. You're getting one so far. Just one. The Hanged Man. Death. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Stars. Moon. Sun. Judgment. And the Universe. Yeah, I could totally see Johnny getting that purple one with that's coated in plastic. The Ace of Cauldrons, which would be cups. It's kind of neat seeing decks from other parts of the country because, we're familiar with the RWS deck, and other locations are as well, but artists overseas just have a... All right, so wait a minute. I need to think about this. So we go from the 10 of Cups to the Moon, which must be the Page. Celebrations of Cauldrons must be the Knight. The Trial of Cauldrons must be the Queen. And the Goddess of Cauldrons must be the King. So let's look at the suit of Boulders. The equivalent to this one would be Pentacles, because Pentacles are the element of earth and stone and dirt and so on. So Boulders would be the equivalent of Pentacles. I think I am going to do a series of just not long, probably, well, maybe I could do a longer one, explaining the correlation of some of these items, like I just went through with, cauldrons would be cups. These boulders would be pentacles, the suit of pentacles, just because I know what the elemental correlation is. Once you have those basic coordinations down, you can pretty much read with any deck without having to rely on the book and say, oh my lord, what does boulders mean? Or in this one, what does flames mean? This is the Ace of Flames. That's the suit of wands. It's the fire suit. So this whole suit is the suit of wands, even though it has a knife on there. Just the fact that it's a fire suit means that it's wands in our equivalent. Celebration, which would be Knight. Trial would be Queen, and then Goddess would be the King. And the last one is the suit of brooms, or suit of wands, or whoa. Goddess of Flames would be wands. Well, hell, now I need to look, because I might have just blown smoke up my own ass. Well, you know, this does contain a book. It's in Cyrillic. So I have no idea. I'll have to think about that one for a little bit. Okay, so we're going from the suit of flames to the suit of broomsticks, which I would think would be wands because of the wooden handle, but wands are the fire suit, at least in our version of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. 8, 9, 10, the page, the knight, the queen, and finally the king. All right, so we have one more of these Ukrainian decks to go through, and then I will grab that tarot dice kit because Johnny's waiting so patiently. Poor man has had to wait like half a week to see these dice. I need to figure out. Ooh, okay. This one is the Initiatory Golden Dawn Tarot. And I have recently gotten really interested in esoteric tarot. Partly because of the symbolism involved and so on, but also Pete is a member of a couple different bodies of the Freemasons. And if you trace the Golden Dawn and the gentleman, Gerald Gardner, oh my Lord, spit it out. First day with the new lips. Gerald Gardner is the gentleman who first started writing about Wicca and making it more known to normal everyday people instead of being something scary and considered Satanists and all that nonsense. Aleister Crowley was in the Golden Dawn, and there's a whole lot of Freemason ritual that influenced the Wiccan rituals and so on. And Aleister Crowley. There are a whole lot of interesting tie-ins to the Golden Dawn era. So I have recently been going on a kick of getting information on more esoteric tarot decks and books and so on. So this, I have no idea what this one is going to bring. We have the Fool, then the Magician, High Priestess, the Empress. Yes, Joyce Matthews, I did say dice. That's coming up next. The Hierophant and the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength. Oh, interesting. Out of all of the Ukrainian decks that I've gone through tonight, this is the first one that has the Strength on the 8 card, as we are used to. What? I am clearly missing something. A deck of elderly people. Oh, Paula, have a good night. I just now saw that you left, or you were leaving. I don't know if you're gone already, but thank you for coming and being moral support. The Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, Sun, Judgment, Universe. Then we go into the Suit of Cups. And these are not pip. These are just to go back to an example. These are not pip cards. They're fully illustrated, meaning, yes, it has, 4 cups on it, but there's a whole image and background and a scene being depicted. 7, 8, 9. I like these images too, Joe. I am kind of sitting in the dark here looking at these, so I can't wait to to turn on a light and look at the imagery more closely and pick up on some of the details that are hidden within these cards. I have, I think, 2 other Golden Dawn tarots, and I have the Hermetic Tarot. So one of these days I might sit down with all 4 decks side by side and just see what imagery they have in common, like all of the 8 of Pentacles, what they have in them, or all of the, I don't know, Empress, or whatever the case might be. Might be a fun learning exercise. All right, Knight. Okay. This deck is interesting because the Princess would be the Page. The Prince would be the Knight. The Queen is the Queen. But the Knight would be the King card. Next, we look at the suit of Wands. 3, 4. This, all right, I'm going to share my face on the screen so you can see what I'm looking at, how I'm looking at this card, because I'm blind as a bat. I have progressive lenses. So I'm sitting here looking at this card and I'm like, wow, this one is weird as fuck. So now let me put my glasses back on and I'll go back to the card cam. And here, let's just do a slow, this is the 5 of Wands. She has a severed head in one arm and a man baby eating her other arm. And I don't know what's down by her feet. It's just so weird. See what I mean about decks from overseas being interesting? And it also doesn't help that I really am blind as a bat. Here, let me get these out of the way. All right, so 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 9, 10, Page, Knight, Queen, and the King. And the last suit to go through is the suit of Swords. 3 of Swords is 4, 5. That would be insult to injury, completely defeating somebody. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Page, Knight, Queen, and King. Johnny, what card were you looking at when you made your comment? Was it that 5 of Wands or whatever? I have no idea what that is. And I'm kind of wondering if some of those other cards would also have images on them that would make me say, what the? All right. So, let's do this. I'm going to mute myself so I can blow my nose. I'll be right back. All right. I am unmuted. Oh, Joyce, Johnny doesn't need to do any to make me go shopping. I have watched him, some of his deck tours, and I still need to sit down and watch. Apparently, he did an 11-hour New Year's, I think it was a New Year's Eve video one night. Yeah, lucky girl. I know which one you mean. The Hieronymus Bosch tarot with the flower butt. I have that one too. As if I need that one. All right. So just to show you all what this kit came with, I'm assuming is the cloth. Here's the actual dice set, still in the plastic. It comes with a coin. It comes with a pin of the hermit, and a little bag for the dice, and that triple goddess dice rolling tray that I mentioned. So I will open these one by one. And actually, let's start with, I better do the cloth first, because then I can switch to the card cam again. Okay. And I think I can have the light on for this one. That's always fun. Wow, this is huge. It's probably a foot. That's another foot. So it's probably about 30 by 30. And actually, let me close some of these Etsy tabs because I can share. All right. Ooh, let me change this as well. There. So this I got on Kickstarter. It's called Ragnarok Sunset Sea Tarot Dice. And I did get this by backing it on Kickstarter. I don't know if y'all know a whole lot about Kickstarter, but some of these producers only produce enough to fulfill the orders that people make as they bring the product into fruition. Other times they'll go ahead and sell like this dice kit. They might sell it on Etsy in the future or on Amazon in the future. The reason I'm showing you this tab on Kickstarter is because it does look like they have a button to pre-order. If you look at this alpaca Kickstarter that Lucky Girl requested I talk about, this one still has not been backed yet. So you can hit the button to back this project. I already backed this Ragnarok. It was closed. It got shipped. But I want to see what happens if I click on this pre-order button. Oh, okay. So they must be using Shopify or something. So Johnny, if you like this, you can just go to search Ragnarok or tarot dice on the Kickstarter page, and it'll pull up that pre-order. I don't know how far in advance the pre-order is going to do the actual production for you to buy them and receive them, but this is kind of a cool set. I want to see if I can find the explanation of what is. Here's the images for the major arcana that are on the dice. Video of readings. Star wheel cloth. 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters. It is extra thick. And in the center here, in the center of the circle, it shows the fixed, mutable, or cardinal signs. You know what? I'm sitting here holding up the cloth and pointing to it and describing to you what I'm pointing at, and you weren't even able to see what the hell I was doing. In the center here, it has the the astrological signs and whether they're mutable or fixed or cardinal. The next row out, these must be planetary glyphs, and then there's certain date periods. There's like 5, 6, 7 of cups, and then 8, 9, 10 of must be wands, and then 2, 3, 4 of pentacles. So there's got to be a specific way to use this casting cloth. So I'm kind of interested to dig into that. Let's see what this little hermit pin. Now, a couple of these, like this pin and this coin, I think were added on as stretch goals when the funding gets to a certain amount. A lot of times the creators of the deck will add something as just an add-on as a thank you for helping to fund the deck. So this, it's supposed to be a pin of some kind, but it might just be like something you would carry in your purse or in your pocket. It's a version of the hermit's lantern. I have a little coin here in a case. One side says yes, and one side says no. There's the no side. I don't know if I'm going to get the light to catch the yes. You might have to take my word for it on that one. It's kind of cute, though. I won't open the bag, but it's just a bag for... Actually, I better open the bag since I'm going to open the dice. I'm talking through and opening all this other stuff and filling in with pitter-patter because I know that Johnny wants to see the dice and I want to make him suffer as long as possible. I'm so nice. So here is the little cloth for the dice. Where's my handy-dandy opening stuff knife? Thank you, lucky girl. I do seriously want to watch that, but I'm going to have to stock up on Kit Kats and popcorn. All right, so this box comes with a little book with a description of what the images mean and so on. The symbols, not only for the major arcana, but also the minor arcana. The inside, well, I should show you. It just slid out of this box. Within the box, there's a card. Marvoli Studio. Marvoli Studio is a cultural and creative studio from China, mainly engaged in the design and production of tarot, Lenormand, runes, and other mystical products. Welcome to follow our steps to enter the new world of the occultism. All right, I'll keep that card. So, what is inside the box are the dice, and I have no idea what this thing is. Oh, it's just a sticker. It's just a brand sticker or something in the middle there. So, now, oh, I forgot to show you. I did open this plate. You can see it has the triple goddess symbol on it. Actually, a stylized version because the triple goddess symbol doesn't usually have a pentagram in the middle there. But let me switch back to my card cam and I will show you what the dice look like. Okay. So yeah, I'm with Johnny with these. I really like the concept of these dice. There are 6 cards on each one of the die, but like if I were to use this one, I wouldn't have as much chance to use all of the cards that are on this one die. You know, so it kind of reduces the possible combinations by 6. I don't know, 6 squared, 6 cubed, 6 something or other. I don't know how that, what the official term is for that, but they're kind of cool. They are bigger than the regular game playing dice, but pentacles are easy to discern, swords, cups, and then wands. And like I said, they have descriptions. Well, this one has to be the tower because that's all that one could be, I would say. Let's see if I can find another major arcana here. This one must be lovers. 2 hearts on a teeter-totter. That's the glyph for the sun, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Johnny, but I think that's also, is that on the crown of the temperance angel? So, oh wait, cups pouring one into the other, that one would be temperance. So I don't know what this sun one would be. And I'm not going to dig into the meanings of all of them right now while I'm on the live stream. So let me put them all in the handy dandy little box or little bag that came for the dice. "15 minutes bursts." That's funny. Oh my lord, though, watching Johnny and Adrian on horoscopes the other night. That was hysterical. Okay. So what I have left to go through, I'm more than happy. Well, I was going to say I can go through my the oracle card decks that I have, and I have, as far as mass-produced decks, I have the Otherkin Tarot and the Silver Witchcraft Tarot. I am also opening up the plastic of this deck of cards that came in my subscription box because I'm kind of curious to see what those look like. But before I dive into those, I know I already showed you one esoteric tarot deck. I ordered this, and I do not remember the shop that I found this on Etsy. The Tarot of Ceremonial Magic. This is also based on Golden Dawn, but it incorporates aspects of Kabbalah, astrology, Enochian magic, and I have no idea how to pronounce that word. Gosha. The key that unlocks the secrets of all tarot decks. So I took a quick look at this, and it is way too detailed for what I know right now, but it'll be something to learn about or learn from in the future. Oh, it looks like I have to go dark again. There we go. So we have the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess. The style of these cards is really interesting. I want to know what all of these colors and all these sigils and symbols and such mean. But I'm a nerd. I like to know the why behind things. So it's a blessing and a curse. There we have, instead of, let's see. All right, Justice in this deck is the 11 card. In this deck, the Strength card is not called the Strength card. It is called Lust. And it's a naked woman riding a lion-headed seahorse type creature. So, as I said, there's going to be some interesting... Yeah, Johnny, that's true. There were... How many did they say? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's 13 dice in that set. All with 6 cards on them. So that equates to the 78 cards. But we'll see how it works in real life. I don't know what that chick is doing, but it definitely looks uncomfortable, doesn't it? Moon, the sun, judgment or eon, and the judgment or the world card. Then we look at the swords. These are good representations of pip decks, by the way, because they just have the swords on them. They don't really have a whole lot going on other than that. As far as the photo itself, I mean, this specific deck has the items in the corners and the sigils and so on. But as far as the basic imagery of the deck, it's primarily a pip deck until you get into the court cards. So here we have the page, the knight, the queen, and apparently in Golden Dawn decks, the prince is called, or the king card is called the prince. So that's going to take some getting used to. Oh, you know what? I just realized, I don't know when YouTube made the change so that the default for YouTube chat is top chat. But I just now remembered to change it to live chat to see more of the chat going on. So if you said something and I missed it, I apologize. I just didn't switch my YouTube chat early enough. Here we have the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. And the suit of cups. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Page, knight, queen, and king. And the last suit would be the pentacles or the discs in this deck. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Page, knight, queen, and king. And all right, so I'll put this deck away. I think I'll go ahead and go through this deck that came in my subscription box. This Bifrost deck, the Yggdrasil Oracle cards or whatever type of cards they are. Actually, where did I put my description? And I just looked and saw that this live stream has been going almost an hour and 45 minutes. So no wonder I'm feeling it. So I'll go through these are Norse divination cards. So I'll go through this deck and then I'll probably call it a night as far as show and tell. See if anybody wants to chat or come up with ideas for videos or anything like that. We can just chit chat, but ooh. And I just happened to see another one of the subscription boxes that I got was about kitchen witchery. So I can't remember what this wood is made of, but it has, I believe it's the Fehu symbol on it. And it's got kind of a neat twisted little handle on it and a quartz crystal on the end. So you can use it for, stirring food or herbs or whatever, but also as a pointer. And I keep it here by my desk so I can use it as I'm pointing to things on cards. My other pointer is not something that came in a subscription box. I got this on Etsy, but it's actually meant to be a pen. Like you put the head in the pen and you dip it in the inkwell and write with it that way. You can see where the pen nib goes in there. But I like to use it. It's got an aqua or a quartz crystal on the end, so it's a really good pointer for pointing things out on tarot decks. But okay, so I have no idea what all of these mean, obviously. It looks like they do have descriptions of keywords on the bottom. So we have Odin for omniscience, wisdom, poetry, and language. Frigg, Freya, Sif, never heard of Sif. I've never heard of Balder. It looks like I'm going to be learning a lot of, let me take this off. Looks like I'm going to be learning a lot of just Norse information from this deck. And I'm going to go ahead. I know everybody in the chat already knows my website address, but I am going to try and keep it up to date with articles of interest. I want it to be a resource for people. I update as soon as Becca goes on and does another Grand Tableau. I have a table on the website where I update the date and the subject of the reading. So if you ever want to go back and look at all of the, I don't know, Trump tableaus or Hot Wheels or whatever the case might be, you can sort it by the individual instead of having to scroll through all the dates. I also have a list of all of the tarot decks that I have done individual videos on. So if you're looking to see a video for a specific deck, let's say you want to see, oh my Lord, my brain is fried, Line Strider Tarot. You can go out to my website and just look at the table, find Line Strider sorted alphabetically, and click on that link in order to get to specifically to the Line Strider Tarot deck. So it's a good resource, or I want it to be. And as I do write additional articles of information, I want it to be a resource for things that I wish I had been able to easily find when I first started learning tarot or learning about tarot. But it's going to take me some time to get articles written and posted because I want to cite my sources, whether it's Wicca Year and a Day by Timothy Roderick, or if it's a Raymond Buckland book, or Gerald Gardner, or Barbara Moore, and so on, because I want it to be based on reliable documentation instead of just some internet rando spouting off about something and trying to pass it off as gospel truth. So that's kind of my mindset or goal for the website in the future. I do still plan to upload individual videos as I get new decks. So that will be an ongoing process. I will do individual videos, like I said, of each of these decks that I flipped through tonight. And if you are a subscriber to my channel, you'll see the notifications pop up that I just uploaded a new video. Please don't unsubscribe because I'm trying not to spam you. I have them stretched out, so I'm only, at least the ones that I've made already, they only upload or publish once every 3 days. However, I've done so many decks tonight that I'm going to have to get some posted more frequently. I have totally just been talking and putting out card by card, so I haven't spent a lot of time looking at these cards. All good things in time, right? So much in Norse mythology. And I feel like I should know more about it because of the 4 branches of my family tree, one is Finnish and English, and the other is Norwegian and English. So primarily, I grew up more around the Norwegian side of the family. So I do feel like I should know a lot more about the Norse myths. I have several sets of rune stones. I want to spend some time learning about runes. There's always something more to learn. So I'm going to switch to my other camera since I'm done flipping through those cards. I'll have to find oh, here's the bag for this. All right, so Dr. Jackson Crawford. Johnny smoking in the bathroom? For some reason, that doesn't surprise me. Lucky girl, when I first started watching YouTube folks, Tallulah's Tarot was one of the people that I would follow around. So I miss her, actually. I don't know if it's the same Tallulah that you're talking about, but if you're still in contact with her, send her my best wishes. And I'm going to type in Dr. Jackson Crawford. So I'll subscribe to that channel as well, because that'll be a good resource. Looks like we've stayed about 12 people or so pretty consistently throughout the whole live stream. Thank you all so much for your patience with me with sorting stuff out and, not knowing if my tab was showing or if I was showing or whatever the case might be. I'll have to do another one of these at some point in the future. Yeah, it probably is the same Tallulah. It is kind of an unusual name. Whoa. My weird raven person fell down off of my work laptop. And dropped some of his corncob coated neck. Whatever that might be. This was a lot of fun. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you do have ideas for topics or articles or things that you would like to, you've wondered about but haven't really taken the time to dig into it, let me know. You can either, I have a contact page on my website, or my email address is just tarot@trilliumtarot.com. So you can email me if you want. If you want to let me know what your YouTube handle is, great. If not, I'll still respond. It'll just be like I'm responding to a random strange person that I don't really know. Oh, hey, Bethcat, good to see you. Or hear you, read you, whatever the case. Oh, Bethcat, all right. Lucky Girl had put in a special request at the very beginning of this this live stream about the alpaca tarot deck, and I almost forgot about it. I don't. First of all, she asked me what my big excitement was about alpacas, and I got to tell you, I mean, they're adorable. I like alpaca. Yeah, the dropped crow did do something. He landed on his head too, so he landed in reverse. I kind of worried about that, but I'm not doing cards anymore, so I don't have to sit in the dark. There we go. So no, I'm always telling Pete, we need another cat, or I wish we had a dog, or I sent pictures the other day to Jules. Between my first surgery and my second surgery, I owned a horse, and I only owned him for like 10 months. And then I was going to have I learned that I had to have my second surgery. So I wasn't going to be able to be out there for farrier days and deworming days and, grooming and riding and so on. So I sold him to somebody else at the barn there. But I'm always telling Pete we need more animals. He keeps telling me no. So one day I was begging him to we just need some kind of animal, and I totally pulled an alpaca out of my ass. So that's where the alpaca came from. And I think I asked Johnny in chat when he was doing his nightly, just random nightly live streams that, I'd say we need an alpaca. Pete says we don't have room. It's fake news. And some other folks in chat, Jen Lynn and Jody Roberts, and I think Kathy W. all agreed with me that I needed an alpaca. So all that I have gotten was, yeah, that's true, Indigo. I suppose I could have phrased that differently. So as far as I've gotten is on Etsy, I found some little balls that you hang outside and pack them with alpaca fur or wool or hair or whatever it is. And the birds use them to build nests. So I do have some form of alpaca here. But that's the story behind the alpacas. So I just asked him for that just because I like to poke the bear, basically. Yeah, you gotta love Pete. I just he humors me a lot, and I do poke the bear more than I probably should. But anyway, I do like to troll Kickstarter. That's where I found those tarot dice, and I have backed some other decks. So as I get those, I will do videos on those. But I was happy to find this alpaca tarot deck, and I did go ahead and back it. There's 19 days to go, and it's already over the pledge amount. So this will definitely be printed and sent. And I think I'll receive it sometime next year, early spring. So you can see just some illustrations of what the prototypes look like. Oh, the artist specifies that these are printed at home. So these are not the final product at all, but they are just so cute. 30 GSM paper, regular size tarot decks, 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. Um, oh, good. They have images of the major arcana and all of the minor arcana here as well. And I want to see, you can select how you want to back these decks. Yeah, sometimes people just want to back it without some kind of reward or receiving some kind of product in return. I think I might have gotten in on one of these early bird ones because as soon as I saw it, I pledged for it just because I want to poke the bear with my alpaca deck, and they are adorable. But you can get. I got a grazing set, so it came with, or it's going to come with the deck and a guidebook and a cloth to spread the cards on, a silk cloth. You can get different. You can get 2 at a time. I think you can get 10 at a time. I just like to go out here and support artists because we need to. We need to do that before corporations take everything over, and all the things that go into being an ethical consumer and supporting the people who actually do the work and create the items instead of the resellers or whatever the case might be. I'm trying to choose my words carefully, but it has been a long night of a live stream that I'm not used to doing. So I think my brain is a little bit tired. So anyway, there is the alpaca deck out there. It's adorable, and I cannot wait to get it. Oh, it says estimated delivery April 2023. So it'll be a few months at least before I get it and do the video for it. But I will share that as soon as I can. I definitely wanted to share that with my fellow alpaca lovers in the chat, though. And feel free to help poke the bear as much as you can. He gets a big kick out of, like the other night, I said something, Stephanie and Pete are here, and then Johnny was telling Adrian who Pete was, and he was sitting there, his eyes were on his phone, and he was doing his phone, but his ears perked up. He didn't even look at me. He's like, how the hell did I get in this conversation? And just kept doing whatever he did. So he gets a kick out of it. Anyway, I'm babbling now. I'm tired. I have a mess to clean up. And I think I need to decompress a little bit. So thank you all so much for joining me tonight. It's coming up on 2 hours, and I did not expect to go this long. I do still have some oracle card decks and a couple of tarot decks, and I'll do those at another time. So I know somebody mentioned that Monday night is a good night for these. Pete has lodged the first Monday of every month. He does some Tuesday night, some Wednesday night, and the Friday night ones I go to with him because it's like a banquet type thing. But I might try and do something like this more frequently. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to y'all later.